All right, good morning. How you doing, YouTube squad? Welcome to my channel. This is YouTube Can Be Great. For those of you who haven't been here, welcome. I'm very happy to see you. I haven't been doing regular videos because I've said before that I don't feel so well since I came back. And I just, I needed to kind of recuperate and stuff like that. I'm slowly getting my energy back. So I'm going to try to do Real Housewives Potomac. I'm going to try to Growing Up Hip Hop at Atlanta. I'm going to try to finally start doing Love After Lockup because Love After Lockup, I have a whole lot of shit to say, especially about Dante. So I'm going to try to start doing that and moving forward, try to start keeping a regular pace. If I feel weak again, you have to forgive me. I won't be able to do it. Now, some of you have been intelligent enough to guess what's wrong with me. So I hope that you'll bear with me because I can't help it. I walk up the stairs, I feel like I just ran like 6 miles. I can't help it. But I'm gonna keep you out posted and what I'm gonna do as time goes by. But let's get into this review because it's gonna be short and sweet. This particular episode didn't give me much juice to go with. There's only specific scenes that I want to comment on. The rest of them, I'm not gonna worry about it. And if I look a hot mess, my skin is clear, this melanin is popping, and it is not my damn fault my energy is tired, okay? So I can't sit up there and do makeup. I'm just giving you this review, so be happy, okay? So we started off with Robyn's ass being asleep just like her character. She's in the bed, and Juan comes in, and Juan is getting irritated about her pandemic excuses, saying that she doesn't have any motivation. She can't even get up except for 3 minutes before the school's supposed to start for her kid to get up, and he's getting annoyed because she's just kind of, her character is already boring enough. Now you got her ass in bed, not even trying to get up and bore us with her words. It's double dose of boring. I don't even know why Robyn's on the show, but I don't know what her problem is, but Juan's getting annoyed. So we get up to the next scene. We get Gizelle meeting up with Ashley because Gizelle needs more people to be on her side. Gizelle knows that she has Robyn's loyalty for life, right? Even though Robyn's dumbass don't realize that Gizelle don't really have her back like that as much as she should. I mean, Gizelle just has Robyn, like just she could be a lapdog. Robyn is always up Gizelle's ass. She's always up every hole Gizelle has, and she's always trying to fight Gizelle's battles. Gizelle don't need nobody to fight her damn battles for her, but Gizelle knows that if she wants to gang up on somebody, Robyn's always going to be there as her ride or die stupid person. So she needs to make more friends with people aside from Robyn because Robyn is secure. So now Ashley doesn't annoy her as much as Ashley used to do a couple seasons ago when Robyn had an issue with her. So now she's meet up with Ashley both to gossip and to offer her, the pamper party. But what she says is the first thing that Gizelle wants to talk about is asking her how the baby's doing. Then she brings up Michael's cheating ass as a cause for concern, saying, is that something that you're worried about since that's something that happened the first time you were pregnant? Bitch, why the hell are you saying this to a pregnant woman? Why are you asking her if her husband could potentially be cheating on her when that's something that definitely happened the first time? Does she don't want to think about that? And why are you the one who are sitting up here worried about what Michael's doing when your ass is dating the king of all cheaters, Jamal? You should be worried about what he's doing behind your back rather than what Michael's ass is. Hell, at least Michael doesn't live in her damn phone. Michael is there at night with their kid while yours is halfway across the country and the other side fucking everything that he can get his hands on. So stop worrying about what Michael's doing. Then we get to the topic about Mia. Ashley lets Gizelle know that Mia says that she's just a pretty face. And Mia's starting to look like a flip-flopper and low-key annoying me almost as much as Wendy. Because Mia in the first episode gave her her critique about Gizelle when Karen and Gizelle were arguing. She had the nerve, her dissy ass don't even know Gizelle, to say something like, I have a very good, intuition. I can feel people out. So I can tell that Gizelle has a good spirit. Bitch, Gizelle has been here for 5 seasons now. Hell, she's on the 6th season and her spirit has yet to glow beautifully at all. She doesn't have anything beautiful about her spirit. Gizelle is manipulative. She's vindictive. She is shady as hell, and she's always in somebody's business, and she acts like a fucking bully to everybody. But when you reciprocate that to her, she wants to act like she's a damn victim, like nobody can say shit about her. So does she have a beautiful soul? I have yet to see it. Maybe she's just having this little facade of being a bitch just because it's entertaining us. But as far as what I'm seeing, her soul is not the darkest I've ever seen, but child, beautiful is not the word I would use. But now that Ashley has let Gizelle know this is what Mia New Girl has said about you, and she said it after she said that she's not sure about if she wants to look at Gizelle as a pretty soul in episode 2, because she said that she had to reevaluate her stance about her when she heard that she was trying to wish death on Karen's husband, which is a full big stretch, but that's what Mia said because she was trying to say something intelligent, but she sounds dumb as hell. So now Gizelle's like, you know what? Mia's been texting me, saying hello, you know, trying to act like she wants to build a friendship, but now she's talking shit behind my back. I'm gonna have to meet up with her and figure out what it is that she wants. Do you like me or do you not? Then she brings up the pamper party that she is throwing for Ashley. Gizelle's gonna throw it for Ashley, and she wants Ashley to come, and she says she's not sure if she wants to invite Karen because Karen is on her shit list, but Ashley says Karen is not on my shit list and she's been there for me, so I want her ass to be there. So Gizelle's gonna invite Karen. Then we get to Robyn's house, Robyn's warehouse, where we are now introduced to Escala, her new Ethiopian friend, for her business ventures, inviting new girls, and she also invited her to the pamper party. And Escala's a beautiful girl, honestly. Me seeing her, I like her so far. Being that she's friends with Robyn, I don't know how much character she might have or how much enthusiasm that will come out of her personality, because you gotta to be friends with Robyn is like, you have to have some genuine patience, and you have to bring all the joy, all the spunk, all the liveliness, because Robyn's ass is just, when I'm watching it, I just want to forward all her scenes. So if Escala's here, maybe she's here to brighten up Robyn's character or make her, you know, bring her out of her shell, or hell, I don't know. The only time that Robyn speaks is when she's talking about Gizelle. Bitch, what about your man? You know, like, you have Gizelle's name in your mouth more than you have your own damn man in your mouth. Like, damn. Anyway, so we meet Escala, and then Wendy shows up to also meet the new girl. They're two Africans. Escala is Ethiopian. Wendy's Nigerian. You know, not the same country. One of them is in the Horn of Africa. The other one is on the coast where all the slaves were taken and stuff like that by the Atlantic. But Africans are Africans. Cultural differences, you know, left aside, it's good to meet somebody like that. So Robyn now decides to bring up the situation where Wendy had said in her dinner meeting, when Wendy wanted to show off her breasts and everything else she done did to her body. Robyn says, of course, brings up Gizelle again, because that's her only topic of conversation. I don't know why you would now say something like, you know, why would we gang up on Karen, because you're supposed to be defending Gizelle. Wendy's sitting up here like, I didn't come here to explain myself and what I did in my own damn house. However, I don't want Karen to feel like anybody's ganging up on her, because that's what you and Gizelle technically do all the time. You gang up on somebody, and Gizelle don't need nobody backing her up. So just if it's an argument between Gizelle and Karen, shut your ass up, because Monique, when she was on the season, if y'all remember, Monique had the same issues with Robyn, inserting herself in conversations that don't have nothing to do with her, including in the reunion. What's your motive behind this? Bitch, shut the fuck up. My motive is what it is. Is it about you, bitch? So Wendy says that, and she's like, listen, this is what I stand by. This is how I feel. Robyn in her confessional says that this wasn't Wendy last year. Wendy's defending Karen when Karen didn't have her back. And that's the point, yes, but why is that any of your damn business? For real, why is it? Gizelle, if Gizelle had a problem with what Wendy said, Gizelle should have addressed Wendy, not your ass. You were not Gizelle's mouth, okay? Now, we get to Candice's new house with her husband, and the only issue I had with this scene is when Candice's mama called her Dottie. And first of all, I don't like mothers that are too inserted, or fathers that insert themselves in people's relationship. Mind your business. But what pisses me off the most is that Dottie decided to put a little bug in Candice's ear, saying that because her husband ain't working, and child, we know that man ain't work. We don't know what he does for a living. She said he has a lot of money from somewhere. Maybe he's a trust fund baby. I don't know. But whatever he's doing for money, we don't know. We still haven't figured out what he does for a living, other than he knows how to cook. He doesn't own his own restaurant. He said they sold that shit. We don't even know what the restaurant was called in the first place. Do y'all? Because I don't remember if they said it. But here it is, and Dottie says something like, well, now that Chris is trying to manage Candice, maybe he's trying to use Candice for a come up. The problem with that statement is, if he was her boyfriend, or if they were just dating and he was doing that, then I would understand her stance. They are married. Essentially, even if Chris is using Candice to come up, they are married. That means his success is also her success. Whatever he gets, she gets 50% of. They're married, so they're supposed to uplift each other. So that's not something that you say unless your ass is single. Dottie, where's your husband? Is Dottie still married? Do we even know about Candice's dad? Do you guys remember? Because I don't remember if they even talked about him on the show, or if he was around, or if she's with somebody else. But to say something like that is what somebody who's single says. You don't put that kind of bug in your daughter's ear. What if she goes and starts fighting with Chris and tells Chris that she feels like he's using her? They are married. You don't say shit like that. Then we get to Mia and her house and her foster care story, and I just want to touch on this particular scene real quick because of that story. She tells us that, because Mia, it seems like every scene that she comes up in, Mia makes it about herself somehow in some way. But this particular story was a little bit more personal, so I took it like, okay, well, let's talk about it. She was in the foster care system. According to her story, her parents were drug addicts, and she got put into the system at 6 years old. Now that her mother is trying to do right by her, trying to do good, it's very hard to bond with her because she has a lot of pain behind what, you know, her mother's abuse and her mother's illness that she couldn't fight at the time. So when Mia tries to express that pain to her mom, she starts crying. This is what parents need to understand. Because I had the same issue with my parents. They weren't drug addicts, but there was pain behind some of the decisions that they made. As a child, in order to move forward, parents are not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. That's clear. That's a fact. I know as a parent, I'm going to make mistakes. But if my child in their adult life comes up to me and says, listen, when you did this, it affected me psychologically this way. I hope that you can, you know, we can get past this. So far as I can apologize and do better moving forward, at least I've heard you. What I don't like are parents who either try to avoid taking responsibility or hearing the other person out so they can get closure, or parents who just pretend like nothing happened in the first place at all. Mia is expressing that this will be a hindrance in them ever building a successful relationship because mom won't let her really let go and let have, and she doesn't want to sit there and listen to it because her guilt overtakes her. Now, to move forward, for anybody who is in an addiction situation, there are steps to it, and you have to make amends, and you have to deal with it because these are decisions that you made. And so that's something that I feel like is an issue. I don't know if Mia is putting on for the TV because that cry that she did, I don't know if it was fake or not. I didn't see no damn tears. Maybe they cut the scene out, who knows? But this was a sensitive story because it is a story that applies to a lot of kids in foster care. And while people over here are worrying about save the babies in the womb, we got a lot of babies in this system that need a lot of saving. Let's worry about the ones who are here, not the ones who are yet to be born. Then we have Karen going over to Candice's house because they have to clear the air. And the issue, I'm sitting up here with this scene, is I don't know why the fuck Karen has to clear any damn air in the first place. The fact is, Karen was Candice's friend, and she was also Monique's friend. When you are friends with two individuals and one of your friends is trying to force you to make a decision of whether you are, and kind of disregard the other person entirely and choose your side, you're immature and you're unfair. This is one of the issues I have with Candice. She has a lot of growing up to do. Karen, after that fight between Candice and Monique, took a neutral stance. She has a right to do so. Whether she agreed with Monique bopping Candice upside her head or Candice putting her hands in Monique's face, it doesn't matter. There were scenes last season where Monique was antagonizing Candice because she had a deep-rooted issue about Candice and Gizelle bringing her child as a drama topic on the show. Monique did not express the reasons why she was angry to Candice until later on. She had already had all these pent-up anger as she unleashed it on somebody who just happens to talk too much. Karen now was asked, to take a stand. Did Monique do something wrong? And if she did wrong, but let's just go ahead and X her out on the island like Gizelle and Robyn were trying desperately to do along with Wendy. They didn't even like Monique in the first place with or without her bopping Candice. Karen said, no, I'm not going to just follow people just to follow and be fit in the group. I take a neutral stance and say that you were both wrong. Candice doesn't want to accept that. And I have a theory. This is my channel, so I'm allowed to have this theory. I do feel like a part of Candice feels guilty. She feels like she may have done something wrong. Either discussing Monique's child in the first place, she feels guilty about that. Or perhaps because Monique did take Candice as a younger sister when they first met. And Candice may have felt like she went too far. Because Monique did treat Candice well initially when they first met on the show. Even though Robyn and Gizelle's jealous ass was treating Monique like shit, Monique did treat Candice well. So for that to happen the way it did, I'm sure Candice have considered everything. I feel like Candice is pushing and pushing and pushing Karen to take her side because she might help vindicate her conscience of whatever responsibility she may feel like she took in the situation. I don't know that for sure, but I have to wonder why she's harping on Karen picking her side so bad. You're friends with Karen, and if as a friend, I don't have to tell you what you want to hear. I have my own personal opinion. You and I don't have the same brain. If I don't agree with something, I don't agree with something. And that's my stance. We can move forward. It doesn't mean that you can't trust me. It's not like I'm going over there telling all your business to the other girl. That's your enemy. The fact is, it's like when my sisters fight. right? I love them both. And if I have to take a stance, I'm not going to take this person's side and leave this person in the dust. I'm going to say you're both responsible. This is where I think you went wrong. This is where I think you went wrong. Try to meet each other in the middle and move forward. If I take one person's side and disregard the other, that's going to be unfair to this person. So I have to be neutral in it. That's what mature people do. Candice, on the other hand, just, she has a lot of growing up to do. So in this situation, girl, just say that you want to sit up there. Gizelle's your friend right now. Gizelle don't like Karen, so you want to sit up here and keep pushing and pushing and pushing and try to figure out reasons to hate Karen. Karen already came to your house to try and talk to you, try to get a little bit of mutual understanding. Your ass don't want to have it, so you know what? And then you keep going back to Gizelle to report every single conversation you have with Karen. Girl, bye. Just say y'all ain't fucking with each other and call it a day. Now we have Ashley's pamper party segment coming up, and there was a lot in this segment that I wanted to touch on. First of all, Karen had asked about Mia and Wendy's relationship, and the hands in the face situation comes up because Mia did have her hands pumping up at Wendy's face when they were talking last episode. And Candice in the corner baffled the fuck out of me with her little ignorance and dumbass and immatureness, because she said, but that can come off threatening. Bitch, weren't you just in a scene like previous scene saying that Karen should have picked the side between you and Monique? But you remember how that fight went, right? Monique and Candice were arguing in a barn. And Candice was talking to Monique and while they were arguing, and she had her fingers up. Monique was like repeatedly, get your hands out my face. Get your hands out my face. You got Candice going, what you gonna drag me? Drag me, Monique. I mean, now you're sitting up here when Mia has her hand in Wendy's face saying, maybe not as close, but Wendy said, listen, don't put your hands up. Don't put your hands up in my face. Wendy is justifying that this is how I communicate with my hands up in the air, right? And Candice dumbass is sitting up in the corner with her hypocritical self telling, but that can be threatening. Well, which is, this is why it's very hard for me to feel sorry for her, because she's a paradox. I can't tell, because she says something and then hypocritically she does something different. Candice, to me, I like her because she's so cute and adorable, but I do think that she just has a lot of immature ways, and I think that's what's frustrating me about her in its entirety. With Gizelle, I just don't like, because Gizelle is two-faced and she's just all up in people's business. Karen, I like. Wendy's just annoying, and Robyn is just boring. So, but Candice, I don't know. Maybe in a few more seasons she'll grow up. Who knows? Then we got Wendy and her damn Zen win, and all these little things that she's trying to do, like TikTok, I have time, all this other stuff. When Wendy tries to read somebody, either she harps on her academic accolades, or she says stupid shit like this. Zen win, I'm Zen win, I don't know whether Wendy's trying so hard to fit in with these girls that she feels like she has to have certain sayings that might, people might start using. I don't know. But while she's trying to read Mia, there were some things that she said that were on point. And there were other things where I was like, Wendy, stop, please. You're embarrassing yourself and embarrassing all Nigerians out there, including myself. But then Mia decides to now stand up to Wendy because she wants to now defend herself and her behavior. And Wendy tells her, you keep putting your foot in your mouth, which I found several scenes where she did put her foot in her mouth. She says one thing and then says the other. And then while they're arguing, Mia says Wendy's unhappy at home and she don't want to deal with small-minded people. And Wendy says, you're the one that's unhappy at home because your ass had to go get your clit fixed. I'm like, damn. You should have never told them that, because they're going to use that against you every scene. Gizelle already talked about it. Ashley already talked about it. Ashley said your lips were flapping left and right. She don't even know if you can just use those things as a parachute. She was just there talking shit. You should have never told people that you got that thing fixed. Then Gizelle decides to go after Wendy and tell Wendy that she needs to let Mia speak. This is what makes me look at Gizelle as, Gizelle, I know your spirit. Ashley just told Gizelle early in the episode that Mia said that she's nothing but a pretty face, right? Normally, when somebody says one wrong thing about Gizelle is prepared to either start attacking that person, alienate that person. Her and Robyn are ready to gang up on that person together, right? But Mia is Karen's friend. And if Gizelle can at least fake nice with Mia and get close to her, she might be able to get more dirt on Karen and Karen's personal life and use against Karen, because Karen is her target this season, because there's always somebody Gizelle's targeting every damn season, right? So while Mia is over here clearly in the wrong, arguing with Wendy, and Wendy, started that whole argument with me in the first place, trying to defend Gizelle last episode. Gizelle's ass is ignoring the fact that Wendy's defending her because she don't need Wendy's friendship, right? She don't need it. So she's now trying to act like Mia doesn't have a voice. Mia has had several voices, and as we proceed, we find that she always makes things about herself as usual. So this is ironic, and I don't think that Gizelle's oblivious about the fact that Wendy's defending her. I think she doesn't care because it's against what her motive is. Gizelle is very calculating. I've noticed that about her. Then Escala, new girl, decides to insert herself in the conversation and ask Karen, I want to talk to you about the accusation that you might be an alcoholic, bitch. You just met her. How can you ask somebody you just met about whether they have a drinking problem or not? Why is that any of your business, number one? And number two, you're just new in this. I don't know if she felt like bringing that up would be a way to side with Robyn or something like that. I don't know what her motive was. I really don't understand why Escala brought that up, but I do like the fact that she understood very clearly that Karen's not going to feed into that bullshit, because Karen just kind of glossed over that little shade and said, bitch, I'm have parties all the time, whether it's by myself or with y'all, but you are invited, and move the hell on. Yes, Karen, gather her. Then Mia's vain ass, somehow in the conversation, while they're talking about Karen, decides to bring it back to herself by letting everybody know that not only was she a stripper, no pole, but she was also an escort with no sex. And Ashley and Candice and everybody in that room did not believe any of that bullshit as much as I did. Mia is very vain in the way that she thinks about herself. That's why she's had so much surgery to change her original appearance. She had said something previously in the episode about how Wendy's husband Eddie, when they asked him if you were attracted to anybody or something like that in the group, who would it be? And Wendy said none, which is the same shit I would tell my husband. You were not attracted to any damn girl in my group except for me. That shit is just not. Why would you even ask that damn question? Wendy said the right thing, because that's the same thing I would say. Why is my husband looking at any girl in this damn group? That's insane. And Mia makes a comment to her husband like, well, he can even look me in the eye, as if the husband was attracted to her. Perhaps he doesn't want to look at all the plastic surgery you had on your face because it's hurting his eyeballs. That could also be a reason. But Mia in this situation is letting everybody know, in addition to having let us know in her first episode of this season that she didn't got her clit done, she's not letting us know that she was a stripper with no pole. And not only that, was she an escort, but she wasn't giving up no ass. Does anybody believe this bullshit, Mia? Nobody. You're just giving everybody all this bone to pick with you when they have a problem, because I guarantee you in the reunion, when everybody have seen the confessionals of all the comments that you have made, Wendy hearing you talk about how Eddie couldn't look you in the eye because he potentially was attracted to you, Gizelle hearing you tell people that she is just nothing but a pretty face, and then all this shit that you keep saying, right, about these different people, because I'm sure you got more to say about everybody. She gonna talk shit about everybody on this episode, on this season, right? They're going to use all these little gifts that you're giving them to get your ass back. Somebody might call your ass a hoe, because you, if you're really 38, is dating a man who's 30 years older than you, which means that he is old enough to be your own father. So you must have done something to have this old geezer staring at you, because you said that when you were being an escort, no sex, is where you attracted this old man that you married. Was his name is Goober Gavin, whatever his name is, starts with a G. That's how you met him, in the club. So you must have done something, twerked it, flipped it, bent it, lifted, did something for that old man to want to wipe your ass up. So keep giving him all these little things to use against you in the future, because you talk too damn much, and yes, you do put your foot in your mouth a lot. So that is what happened in this episode. Those were the only things that entertained me, that I felt like is worth discussing. In the next episode, they do show that Gizelle is going to make an attempt to try and have lunch or dinner or drinks or whatever with Mia alone, but she's going to have her backup road dog, Robyn, with her, so that way if anything, if they need to gang up on her and whatever she says, Robyn can be there to not have her own personal opinion and just speak for Gizelle. And Mia made a smart decision by saying, well, shit, if you don't want Karen to be there, we don't have nothing to talk about, because you're not about to tell me who I can have, but I'm going to sit there with two girls I don't know and have you guys tell me what I can and cannot say. She ain't wrong. But Wendy already has me on her shit list. Gizelle and Robyn might actually have me on their shit list next episode. So that's 3 people. And if Robyn got me on her shit list, Escala's going to join Robyn. And it's like 4. It's going to be 4 against 1 at this point, because Ashley has yet to take a stance whether she likes Mia or not. Karen is clearly friends with Mia, so that's there. Candice is going to go where Gizelle goes, because she don't like Karen, and Karen hasn't taken her side, so she's going to use this situation to get Karen back. That's how this whole situation is going to fall. stay tuned. You guys have a good, wonderful day, and I will see you next time when we do our next review, and we'll talk about it. All right?